Hey guys, welcome to a new daily watches video. Let's quickly dive into the charts to see what could happen for the end of this week. First of all, we got the euro dollar, and what we're seeing is that we are still located in this supply zone. As I mentioned yesterday, we could make a little bit of a drop from this supply zone, like 1 day stack with a 4-hour supply zone, and that happened. We also broke the trend line. This means we create another supply zone. For today, I'm not really expecting a lot. Like, while we are bearish, I still needed confirmation. If we really want to go further down, we need to hit this supply zone and then make another move, break the lows, just market structure overall, and create a solid trend to the downside before I can say that we're gonna go further down. At least for now, we had this drop, we have this supply zone from which we can look for some shorts. However, overall on the daily time frame, it is still fairly bullish, but for now I'm expecting a little bit more of a downside basically. That said, moving over to the DXY, and what we can see in the DXY is that we took out this low. We are currently located in this supply zone on the 4-hour. On the daily, we are located in a demand zone, so keep that in mind. On the DXY, on the daily is a demand zone. This is only a 4-hour supply zone, so that could mean that the DXY can start pushing up again. Now, if you look at the 4-hour time frame overall, we can see a similar structure like euro dollar. What we're seeing is that we had this trend line in here. We have this switch zone being removed and we create another demand zone. What I really want to see is price breaking out of this trend line a little bit more to the upside, then closing above this trend line, making a retest and going further to the upside. For now, at least, I'm turning a little bit more bullish. I'm watching for the next dollar up move, but of course we still need to visit this demand zone or create a solid trend before I'm gonna say I'm gonna be very bullish again. But if it happens, we can easily just go back to the highs in here and it will become like range trading again. Like if we have this overall range in here, we can go back and visit these upper highs in there. That said, moving over to AUDUSD dollar, and what we're seeing is that we are seeing similar scenario with all the dollar pairs. We had a drop from these highs and we touched our supply zone like we mentioned yesterday. We had this trend line. Now price broke the trend line. We created another supply zone. This supply zone up here has already been mitigated. So for now, price can easily go back to this supply zone and make a further drop from there. That would be the most likely scenario. If this one gets taken out, then it could easily mean we can visit back until these highs again. So keep an eye on this one and the demand zones below in here. We have like a daily demand zone below in here, which price can go to. If it visits this demand zone first before we visit the supply zone, then I'm not going to take any shorts anymore. But if, for example, like today or maybe Monday, price is stuck in here and visits the supply zone, I can look for some shorts. That's it. Moving over to NZDUSD dollar, we had a nice short yesterday in NZDUSD dollar from the zone we marked already at the start of this week, or I guess also last week. Right now we are in this 4-hour demand zone. Now if we go to the daily time frame, then we can see that overall bigger and better demand is located in here. Now if we go to the weekly time frame, we see that price is still inside of a 50% candle basically, but best value is located in here. But nevertheless, we can see some kind of upside. We can see some kind of pullback, especially because we already took out the lows. We already had our short running. And for now, I'm just carefully just waiting to see what price can do. We can still easily remove this demand zone, but I just want to see what's going to happen. If price might switch back to the upside, it also would mean that DXY will probably start turning bearish. I'm not expecting that, but if that happens, of course, we can look for longs again. But unless that happens, I will stay bearish, and I'm expecting a little bit more of a downside the coming days and weeks. That said, moving over to GBPUSD dollar, and we saw a similar scenario. We had a trend break coming out of our supply zone, like we mentioned earlier. It was a nice place for some shorts. Now currently I'm waiting for price to either way go back to the supply zone or make a further drop to the downside. I'm expecting price to at least make a little bit of a pullback back to supply, and after that hopefully fall even further. Now if you go to the daily time frame, we can see we are located, or we are coming out of a bigger fresh value supply zone, so that could mean that we could see a bigger pullback to the downside, and that's also what I'm just expecting now for overall for GBPUSD dollar. That said, moving over to gold, and regarding gold, what we can see is also a similar scenario. We had our zone, our 1-hour zone marked in here yesterday. Currently we are inside of a daily demand zone. Overall the whole price structure is still bullish. That's why I'm also expecting a little bit of a pullback from gold, and if that pullback might occur, then yeah, we could rally pretty hard, especially since we already took out the all-time highs. But since last time, we already saw a similar scenario like twice. We had this one in here and we had this demand zone in here, and after the price just dropped, it took all the liquidity, and after that it took like a lower value zone. So for now I'm just waiting to see if price can make a reversal, can go back to the upside on like the lower time frames. For now it just looks bearish. We didn't take out any highs. We don't really have anything on the 50-minute or the 1 hour. So for now, yeah, price action is bearish, but we might see a little bit more of an upside. That said, moving over to Bitcoin, and regarding Bitcoin, what we can see is we have this 4-hour trend line in here. We have this change of character. Price already retested this zone. I think this was last night. Yeah, it was like in the middle of the night for you guys. And yeah, right now I'm expecting a little bit more of an upside too on Bitcoin. While we are still located in supply, like we are still located in bigger daily supply, it looks like price is still holding pretty fine. Like we are also just only stuck mid-range, right? Like the 0.50 level is in here. Price retested that one. We created a 4-hour trend, like 1-hour trend line in here. And for now, what could happen if we take out this trend line, if we take out this zone, we can easily go back to the 0.75 levels, visit like the upper supply in there. So that's mainly what I will be watching for today. If price might switch bearish and can break these lows in here, then we might see lower levels like 59, 60k levels in there. And you can also trade that, of course, at least from if we break these lows in here and can break this, then we have a big gap in here, which we can close with, yeah, a big candle to the downside, of course. But yeah, overall price structure is still fairly bullish. And that said, I'm going to close this video and I will see you guys again on Monday. Ciao.